Ex-Anon. Heather O'Rourke from Poltergeist, the young blonde girl that you can see in the picture there, murdered by Steven Spielberg and Henry Winkler. Both had anal sex with this child and burst her intestine. But of course, because they're in with the pedo crowd, it's covered up and they're protected paedophiles. Army has come to recruit you after seeing your bravery on Facebook. Fluoride, so corrosive that special equipment is required to store it. It eats holes in concrete, dissolves metal and human flesh, but it's okay to add to our drinking water. And it's also the main ingredient in rat poison. At my age, seen it all, done it all, heard it all, just can't remember it all. My kind of society. What kind of society do we live in where homelessness is solved with spikes? Finally, some useful facts are coming out of all those airport full body scans. December statistics on airport full body screening from CATSA. Terrorists discovered. 0. Transvestites 133. Hernias 1485. Hemorrhoid cases 3,172. Enlarged prostate 8,249. Breast implants 59,350. Natural blondes 3. It was also discovered that 308 politicians had no balls. Thought you'd like to know. Did you know fasting for 3 days can regenerate your entire immune system? Now new research suggests a 3-day fast kickstarts stem cells into producing new white blood cells which fight off infection. Scientists say the discovery could be particularly beneficial for people suffering from damaged immune systems, such as cancer patients or chemotherapy or the elderly. So a 3-day fasting means you can drink water, just don't eat, and it revitalises your immune system. If you want a headache, just look at their legs, and I'll leave that on the screen for you to have a look at for a while. Name and shame. She lives in a 4 million home just 200 yards from the Houses of Lords, yet Baroness Wilcox still bills the taxpayer up to £5,700 a month for her walk to work. I think we can see this system is totally corrupt for the parasites. Interesting fact. IG Connecting Consciousness. Many people are beginning to realise that if one debt is transferred to a collection agency, it has in fact already been paid for. The collection agency purchased the debt, and since one has no contract with that agency, there is no obligation to pay it. While accumulated debt does affect one's credit score, paying a collection agency absolutely will not improve the credit score whatsoever. Never pay collection agencies, and particularly relevant to the the UK, because the Bills of Exchange Act quite clearly states that if a debt is paid for by someone else, whether it's 10%, it's nothing to do with you what they pay for it. They have bought the debt, they have paid the debt off in full. You shouldn't pay them a single penny. Look in the Bills of Exchange, section 43 or 44. A 72-year-old woman was gunned down by police in her own home as they raided it in the night to arrest her son for selling a plant. Bartlesville, OK. Michael Anthony Livingston, 50, was suspected of selling a plant that is legal in some form in well over half of the country. Because one half of the country will still violently and callously kidnaps, cages and kills people for the plant. However, Livingston is in jail and his mother is now dead. Geraldine Townsend, 72, was shot and killed this week as a Bartlesville SWAT team executed a warrant for a plant. Chlorine in drinking water, first linked to heart attacks and strokes in the 1960s and now cancer. So why is it still in our drinking water? Depopulation. Look at the independent research, people. Water supplies worldwide are producing negative health effects with major scares going on. Chlorine is the new sticking plaster for all the polluted waterways. However, it is a carcinogenic. We are being slowly poisoned. Depopulation. Many families will not know this, and many, if they do know, will not be able to afford to filter it out. See our water pages and share this information. Boris Johnson defends Prince Andrew in light of Epstein controversy. I've seen good he has done for UK business overseas. So it's okay for him to rape a few children and murder them, Boris Johnson may have said. Boris Johnson has defended the Duke of York. He was criticised for spending time with the paedophile financier Jeffrey Epstein after his release from prison. This was after he'd been done for paedophilia, so there's no excuse, not one excuse whatsoever, that pedo Andrew can use. Let me tell you something. I've worked with Prince Andrew. I've seen the good he has been able to do for the UK business overseas, and other than that, I have no comment. The Prime Minister told the ITV News, I have no comment or indeed no knowledge of this other stuff. The Royal has come under increasing pressure to explain why he associated with the disgraced financier after his release from prison. Paedophile Andrew was pictured with the former friend in 2010 after Epstein had served an 18-month sentence for prostituting minors. In a statement, the Duke insisted that he had no suspicion that Epstein behaviour, and he expressed sympathy for the financier's victims. You lying piece of paedophile shit. We all know he's a dirty, filthy pedo, and he should be, well, at the very least locked up, although I'd like to see him castrated. And paedophile tattooed across his forehead. All paedophiles should have that. The missing 13th Amendment. No lawyers allowed in public office. Covert plot that altered the US Constitution, exposed conspiracy to subvert the American Republic, uncovered. The following investigation research project is of paramount importance. It is perhaps the most consequential ever undertaken regarding the foundational documents of the United States of America Corporation, PLC. Truly, it doesn't get any more serious than the stunning revelation which have emerged from this clandestine plot to wrongfully alter the US Constitution and subvert the American Republic. Should this British conspiracy to subjugate the USA, which was directly responsible for the existence of the original 13th Amendment, ever become known common knowledge, virtually the entire US Congress would be deemed illegitimate. In view of the current state of congressional affairs, it's no wonder that lawyers and attorneys could not be trusted to responsibly handle the people's business. Their loyalties have always lied elsewhere. If you want to read the rest of that, links in description. Marijuana may boost rather than dull the elderly brain. Senior mice treated with THC improved on learning and memory tests. Picture the stereotypical pot smoker, young, dazed and confused. Marijuana has long been known as for its psychoactive effects, which can include cognitive impairment. But new research published in June in Natural Medicine suggests the drug might affect older users very differently than younger ones, at least in mice. Instead of impairing learning and memory, as it does in young people, the drug appears to reverse age-related decline in the cognitive performance of elderly mice. Research is led by Andreas Zimmer of the University of Bonn in Germany gave low dose of delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinoidal or THC marijuana to mice. Now this was from 2016, so it's probably not relevant now, but it should be. Shadow Chancellor backs calls to prosecute Iain Duncan Smith over WCA deaths. Labour Shadow Chancellor has called for Iain Duncan Smith to face criminal charges over allegations that his failure to address a coroner's concerns about the fitness for work test led to deaths of disabled benefit claimants. Links in the description if you want to read the rest of that. Preventative use of homeopathy was first applied in 1799 during an epidemic of scarlet fever in Kogslauter, Germany, when Dr. Hahnemann prescribed a single dose of belladonna as the remedy of the genius epidemicus to susceptible children in the town, with more than 95% success rate. www.magicpillsmovie.com. Daily Fail. I won 10,000 with the Mail's Royal Treasure Hunt. Whoopie-doo. This is in almost every paper, so... Britain back on in the hottest August bank holiday ever. Cricket hero pulls off greatest Ashes comeback ever. Land of heat and glory. Waste of paper. Mega footy pullout. Great. Big Ben strikes again. Hottest bank holes as Ashes catch fire. Greatest test victory ever. Temp hits record 33.3 degrees centigrade. Who's that girl? Celebs down and dirter. The scum. World Cup hero does it again. Go Earn. Stokes in epic Ashes comeback. Best ever innings by Englishman. My son. Boris in no deal vow to and US pact. Colleen get on a plane. Wayne. Aye. Stokes saves the Ashes. Brexit deal is touch and go. Johnson jovial at G7 summit, but nothing new emerges from talks with Tusk. Trump tells PM he wants to hammer out trade deal within a year. Whether Britain leaves without deal or all depends on our EU friends. Mental health services are failing young people. The Times. Stokes leads England's epic Ashes. Yeah, Johnson will easily cope with no deal. Yeah, of course will. No. The Guardian. Britain can easily cope with no deal, claimed Johnson at G7. MPs call for compulsory menopause policies in the workplace. Heroic Stokes inspiring thrilling test. Express. Save free TV, Boris tells BBC. No ring Colleen after new Wayne scandal. Mirror, 33.3 degrees, yeah, 33. Mirrorman Ben saves Ashes. I won't pay for free TV. Big bending Johnson pushes back to BBC. He cozies up to Trump at G7. They won't pay for TV, so BBC's going to have to fork it out themselves. The lying bastards. No, nobody should be paying them a penny. In fact, they should be paying you to watch the propaganda bullshit. Telegraph. How's that? NHS cancels patients 10 times in a row. Financial Times. Stokes secures England win. EU looks to rewrite budget rules as blocks economic growth falters. Johnson threat to hold back on 39 billion Brexit bill as EU digs in over Ireland. We just want nothing to do with them bunch of wankers. The EU is just nothing to do with them. And almost finally. This is Ben, another victim of a Samsung phone. It didn't explode, but his wife found out his password. Let's see who gets home first. Okay. Damn. When you're stressed, you eat ice cream, cake, chocolate and sweets. Why? Because stressed, spelled backwards, is desserts. I was called into my manager's office today because of my dress code. He said, this has to stop. You can't wear pyjamas in the workplace. I said, but everyone else does. He said, that's because they're freaking patients.